So let's hide these tools and let's add a circle. And in fact, this circle needs to be bigger. So 100 verts. I'll make it circular and fill it with something, and let's add some solidify to it. Let's add some material to it, and let's drop it down so it's underneath this thing. It needs to be just underneath so you have contact shadows. It's important, right? And let's actually build some floor here. I got a lot of interesting floor panel decals I've created some time ago, and they're pretty cool. So we can utilize them to, you know, to create some interesting flooring in here. Let's array this on this axis. And let's create something like this. And let's actually drop another one. Let's drop some of these. We need to reparent them, so Alt P and clear parent and parent them to the floor. There we go. And then move them somewhere here so they fit. And let's select everything and project it and project these ones as well and match it. Gonna make it black, you know, and this one too. Let's drop them to black. There you go. And this should do it. Okay, and now I'm gonna create some wall. So plane, just scale it on X, and let's drop some loops in here, and go to hard ops, and let's deform this, apply rotation, apply a scale, in fact make it bigger, and apply scale again, and right click on this one and change the angle of the bend. Select this, copy the material and move it somewhere back here. Oops, not this one, this one. Let's add some solidify because I can't see what I'm doing. Come on. There we go. Make it bigger, move it somewhere here, and everything should be peachy. Now let's see. Let's grab some camera. So camera to location. Let's change the dimensions to 2560, and let's actually lock to view, and you know, let's move this floor. So Shift C, G, and ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. One more time. In fact, let's change this focal length. I don't like 50. It's gotta be something longer than that. So the compression is gonna be much better, and the shot should be somewhere from here, I think, or maybe even from the side a bit. You know, yeah, something like this. Something like that. And let's unlock it from view. Let's go to proper render engine, which is cycles. And before we actually do anything, I'm going to actually switch to Eevee for a sec and change because I need to work with the light a bit, yeah. So let's go to world and change this for a second to, let's drop 4K for once and for a minute, and let's adjust the light first. This should do, but we will need some more light on the left side for sure. I think so, but we can just go to cycles and see how we're looking. Yeah, it's too dark on the left side, so right. Now what we need is a safe, and we need a screen here. So plane RY90, make it larger, and drop it in here and rotate it. We need to check the orientation. Orientation is correct, good. Then we're going to add some mud to it, make it, actually this color could work, so let's see how we're looking. Yeah, now that's much better, but it's a little bit too bright, so we're going to darken it down just a teensy-weensy bit. So it's reflecting, but not, you know, the right side should be brighter than the left one, so okay. Now let's see if we can actually, you know, brighten the background up a little bit. Also, we could switch the background a bit too, but in fact, what we could do, you know, we could make this background a bit smaller, right? So delete faces. This will open a bit more light, for sure. There we go. And this should be kind of good. So let's actually preview render. Let's try this. So let's see our render settings. 250, right? And what we need to do, just one thing, change it back to 14K because reasons. And now we can render it. Compositor is on, right? Yeah, okay. So let's render it. See how we're gonna do. You know, I'm looking at this now, and I think I'm going to add two more things here. So let's go to Eevee, I mean Loctef, just quickly, and switch here. Come on, Loctef, work with me. There we go. I need something here, you know. It's just sad, you know. Hey, this could work. Oh, we can't. So now what we're going to do is match it to which one? Yeah, we can actually leave it like this, you know, so it's not eye poking again, right? But breaks the surface, which is what I wanted. So it's pretty cool, and I think that will do, you know, that will do. All right, so let's get back to the camera. And I'm also thinking that we could just, you know, drop some cool stuff on the background. So maybe some kind of, I don't know. And maybe something like this, you know. This could be interesting. So drop it somewhere here. It needs to be a little bit lower, yeah. So somewhere here. Project one and adjust it. And project one more. So project another one, make it bigger, and it, you know, drop it somewhere here, and project it, and adjust it. How are we looking? We're looking pretty good. So now what we need to do is we need to drop the, let's make it big, bring it a bit higher. There's a lot of noise in here, you see that? So what we need to do is we need to separate it from the background, meaning we need to drop some depth of field. So let's select the camera and go to depth of field, and let's select this item in the front like this, and let's literally, you know, fuzz it out the background to a logical extent, and see how we're gonna look in cycles, because cycle is the most important part, right? That this could work. It's a little bit strong in the background, so what we can do is select this material here, right, and lift it up a bit and see what's, you know, if it's gonna help, right? Something like this, you see, and then we're going to reapply them and rematch them with this material. So let's see, come on, it's not updating quickly enough, so let's go to look tough, because cycles have a bit of a delay. So let's see here. I mean, those cycles look tough, that's what I mean. Well, this could work actually, to be honest. We're going to have to reapply all these, so match them with the floor. Let's see, this one, right? There you go, see? It's more or less, actually this is not it. It's a bit too bright. How about we're going to simply readjust it? If it's going to match the floor, it should match the floor. So now let's see how we're looking in cycles, because that's the most important part. Also, what we could do is, you know, move this floor a little bit here, right? So there you go. Is it looking better? I don't know. Let's see in cycles. Yeah, that actually looks pretty cool. That actually looks pretty cool. So we could try to render this one and see how we're gonna, you know, come up with it. The background is a bit strong, to be honest. It's pulling a lot of attention, so I'm not quite sure about that. But maybe it's too strong, you know. Maybe it's too strong. Maybe that's not the best idea. But let's try it. Let's go to a photographer and let's pull our exposure just up a little bit, you know, so it's really bright, kind of like this. And let's try to render this, okay? And also, is this floating? Maybe this shouldn't be glass. Maybe this should be darker glass. Applying a new glass here. And I'm going to actually go to shader editor, object, and I'm going to drop the, you know, brightness of this glass a little bit. So let's see it now. Yeah, see, much better. Now it looks like a screen. Okay, now we can try to render this. So let's save it, and I still think that the backgrounds might be a bit too strong, but maybe it's gonna be okay. Let's try to render this and see what we're gonna get. Also, I'm thinking if I shouldn't actually bump the samples a little bit, you know. So instead of going, maybe 5 is enough here, and let's go with 300 samples. 250 is gonna be fine. Alright, let's render it again. Well, we got some rogue floater in here, which we need to remove, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's close this and see what's causing the problem, right? So let's add this render icon here, and first of all, inserts. We don't use any inserts, so let's turn them off. Decals, naturally, we need them. Cutters, are you kidding me? And I think this should be it. So let's try now, shall we? In fact, Alt-H and select this cube or whatever it is. What the hell is this? And why I cannot select it? That's the one. Delete it. I'm thinking that the interior is a bit too dark, you see what I mean? I think we made it perfectly black and it's a little bit too dark, you know, so I'm going to lighten it up. It's just too heavy. I don't know if this is it. No, that's the glass, right? Let me go to look that very quick so it's faster. And where is it? That's the one, I think. No. Wait a minute. Let me see here. Let's first of all hide the cutters because it's confusing. There we go. And that's the one, right? That's actually not that dark, but it's actually too dark. So we're gonna make it brighter. There we go. And I think it's much better. Same as these ones. This became brighter now, I think. Roughness, we could actually increase the roughness just a little bit and also add some clear coat. So we got some more reflections from the inside. There we go. And now let's try to render this again. Oh, there's one more thing I want to do. Probably didn't notice, but in the corner of the camera, if you look at the camera, right, there is one of these tiles here missing, you see, here. This corner here. And it's really annoying me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna literally extend it, you know, go to edit mode, Shift D X, and, you know, move it in here. So there's one more matte over there and should be better. Those small details are exceptionally important when you're baking final renders. You see now this corner here, it fills this gap, contrast gap that was pulling a lot of attention. So another thing is that this hose, whatever that is a little bit uneven. So what we're gonna do is select this ring, G and O and G, so you know, proportional editing, and drop it a little bit down here. In fact, yeah, like this, see? And now it's a bit more in the middle, which is what I want. So now I think we can render. So let's save it again and let's render it. And now everything should be great. The more time you spend on rendering, the more polished your render is gonna be, and the better results you're gonna get at the end, which is, you know, the goal of rendering, right? To get a beautiful image for editing and then post it in your portfolio. So all these small details are really important. Anyway, catch you guys in a minute when I'm gonna finish baking this, but it's not gonna take too long. Just like 1.5 minutes or something. Let me see that. See now, it's not that dark anymore, it's a bit brighter. So these tubes, right? It's a bit better. Still could be a bit brighter, but this is okay. This is already okay. I can live with this. Alright. Okay, that's our final render. I think it looks pretty good actually. I really like it. Let's see what we can do with it in Photoshop, shall we? Because that looks really cool. I like the contrast is pretty deep, so I'm gonna have to be a bit careful with with contrasting this, because there's a lot of contrast in these decals. In fact, you know, if you want to reduce contrast in these, what we could have done, right? Let's see if it's gonna work actually. Select these and reduce the AO. So go to match, press A, and then not this one, adjust, my bad, and press A, and you see reduce the AO in the background. So we could just drop it down a bit. This is really crazy. This is a little bit less crazy, and I think this would probably look a little bit better. It's not maybe fully natural, but it's not as dark as this one. In fact, I'm gonna re-render it just for fun. It's not too bad actually. It's not too bad. Let's see how we're gonna be looking when we're gonna drop some infinite color on it, especially the blue on it. This is too dark, you see. It's not too bad, but it's really dark. It's really dark, yeah. So we will need to drop whatever is causing this. Yeah, this has to go. This could be changed into color, but this is acceptable. I mean, if we're going to copy this, but really this is really dark. You see how much attention this pulls. I guarantee you the second render is gonna be a bit better. So even if I go to camera raw filter, not this one, even if I go to camera raw filter, right, and lift the blacks, it's not going to really help much, I think. Well, it could actually. I could do it locally. Let's see. Let's grab a brush and lift the blacks, and let's lift the blacks in this area and in this area. But you see, when I do that, I would need to be very careful with what I'm doing on this pipe. So it's really much easier to re-render it with lifted AO in the background and then simply drop this on top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the other render and literally drop it in here, and you'll see the difference. It's going to be probably massive. It's not going to take long. It's almost finished, 9 seconds. And I can see already this looks much better. See now, this is far better in my opinion, a result. So let's title it 2 and save it. And let's go to our Photoshop, and I'm going to drop it in here on top of it. And you see the difference already, right? It's massive. See now it really becomes the second plan, not the first one, okay? See that? It's just much more relaxed, and this one pops immediately. So, and that's exactly what we want. Still a bit too much contrast in my opinion. This maybe should be changed to color, you know, so it affects only color, not the contrast. We have to be very careful with the contrast, right? So what I'm gonna do is duplicate this one and go to my filter, and I'm going to lift the exposure anyway because I want it to be bright, okay? And naturally I'm going to drop some clarity and lift the shadows, because clarity usually causes a bit of a havoc with shadows. So when I drop clarity, it's gonna pop even closer, so I can also sharpen the floor a bit and apply it, and you see the difference, right? It opens up immediately. And now what we can do is just drop some text. So we're gonna drop some text in the bottom. Let's say not sure if I'm gonna be able to find the same font, but I think I do have it somewhere. I think it was this one, or maybe not. No, it's a different font. I can't remember what font was this, or maybe it was this one. I think it's this one. Yep. Alright, that will do. So we can actually make it smaller because it's way too big, right? And we're going to extend it, so scale it, because that's what this text appears to be over there. Show lapse, there we go. And I think we're gonna go with a dark color here. I'm not really quite sure yet. Maybe. Maybe almost black. I think white's gonna be better. I'm gonna make it more, you know, tiny, so narrower. Yeah, white's gonna be, this is way too strong. So this needs to disappear into the white text, sort of blend with the background, at least a bit. What we could do, right? We could introduce like a let me show you, like a tiny background. So grab this and run a frame in here, and grab empty plane, I mean layer, sorry, and reset it with D, and run something like this, and grab a mask and run this mask with a white. Did it work? Let's just cover this completely. No, wait, with white. There we go. And run it with black. That's what I want to do. There we go. And I don't know if it should be black or... This could actually work. Although everything in this image is round, so I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Maybe without it is better. This could work. And I'm gonna drop one more text in the bottom. Probably, whoa, probably somewhere here. I'm gonna change the font, or maybe actually leave it as is. It's fine. And definitely make it less visible and smaller. And maybe change the location of it to, you know, maybe somewhere here. That doesn't fit. This is gonna be too intrusive. Wait, hell no. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it in here. That's fine. And just drop it a bit, you know, here, so it's visible but not really. We could pump this a little bit higher so it's more visible. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like it. So Control Shift Alt and E. Let's actually save this. So let's save it as a PSD, and let's go to Camera Raw Filter, and let's drop a vignette here. I can't be bothered to do it manually, so I'm just gonna use, you know, automated vignette, and we're going to make it a bit more squarish, feather it a bit more, drop the midpoint inside, kind of like this. And this is a little bit too dark, so let me see that. It's a bit too heavy, so we're going to, you know, there we go. And let's pump a bit more blue in here, shall we? So I like blue. There we go. And change the color. And let's just, you know, pump a little bit, not too much. That's kind of cool. I like it. Alright, and let's save it as a PSD, and then we're going to flatten it and save it as a JPEG. And there you go. That's the final render. I think we're looking pretty cool, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Give us a like and sub if you did. As usual, there are links into add-ons in the video description. Box cutter, hard obs, mesh machine and decal machine, so if you're interested, grab them through the links, gonna help me as well. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and I catch you in the next one.